If this is something that you want to do, truly want to do it, you are always going to want to do it. If you hold back or, step away without really, really wanting to for a while, that's just time that you didn't work on it. And I think you don't want to look back and be like, why did I take those 2 years and just not do anything? Because you're gonna wake up at 70 and still want to do it. This for when you have this in you, I don't believe that it ever goes away. I don't think that it's something that's just gonna be still in your mind, in your heart. So just make that push you through and just know that, tomorrow you is going to be so happy that today you put effort into this.
Lisa Greyson, welcome to Produce Your Passion.
Hi, thank you for having me, Sam.
Yes, it's great to see you. Always a pleasure talking with you. And how have you been?
I've been great, working on projects, traveling around, trying to keep busy.
That's one thing I always respect about you is you always have a project going.
Yeah,
always.
I have to.
You're always doing something, and we're going to get into all of that. So let's just dive right in. For those that don't know you or hearing you or listening to you, watching for the first time, who are you and what do you do?
I am Lisa Greyson. And I am an actor, producer, writer, and singer. I live in Los Angeles, but I've currently been bopping around everywhere, trying to stay busy and outside of the city a little bit, honestly.
I guess I'll ask a real quick question on that. Do you find that helps a lot? Because Los Angeles, it's great to be in, but I do feel like you do get you get caught in the bubble, if you will, of it. So does that help your artistry by going to different cities?
Yeah, it absolutely does. I'm someone who I work really well on the road. Give me in a hotel room and I will write a draft. Whenever I'm outside of my own environment, it's just, I don't know what it is. It's so motivating and helpful, maybe because I don't have dishes to do or, but there's something about having a space outside of my space that's really, really helpful.
Awesome. And then as far as your Produce Your Passion story goes, you don't have to tell the full length thing, but how did it all begin for you as an artist? And when you were like, you know what, I'm an artist, I'm going to follow this path.
Yeah. I have been doing it since I was a kid. And, as I got older, one of the biggest things is that I was in bands and singing in the Bay Area and, I wanted to make music videos for all of our songs, and sort of looked around and realized that I had to do that all myself, with collaborators, but had to sort of start that whole process myself. We weren't signed or anything like that. So we just had to gather everybody we could and get filmmakers that we have relationships with. And, we had a club owner that we knew and kind of begged and were able to shoot something in there. So that was kind of a huge thing that started all of this. And then just, in college doing filmmaking and having to find my own ways to do that stuff. And really just as an actor in general, realizing, I'll get a lot of auditions, but book 4 times a year, say. And, it's just the idea of not wanting to wait for permission or to be given something. So, it's always been something that I am really proud of taking initiative on this stuff, because I can't live without doing it. So I have to figure out some way to do it all.
Right. No, I love it. And if we could go to what you said at the beginning. So it all started with the music.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you were doing the music, did you have any idea that if this would lead you to be wanting to be an actor and making films of your own? Or the more you saw, we we have a limited budget, so we'll just shoot the music videos
Yeah,
ourselves type of
yeah.
thing. And then you just kind of fell into it from there.
Well, I mean, I had been acting also since I was a kid. I just leaned, more into
Gotcha.
music for my late teens, early 20s. I would say that it's, I've always thought of everything so visually, and so there's no making music to me without having a music video in my head as we were making the music. It's just always it was never an afterthought. So I mean, it's very natural that acting and making film is just kind of another step in this whole process. I certainly haven't turned my back on music, but the focus goes back and forth a lot. But it's always been this very visual thing. Life is very cinematic to me in every way.
So you constantly have visuals similar to myself constantly in your head on everything.
Yes, always.
Well, that's awesome. And so as you and I both know, producing your passion is fun, but it's also a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it can be very, very challenging. Could you take us through some of the obstacles you've dealt with as a creative as you've produced your passion over the years, and how have you overcome those?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a huge one is just having resources and finances for all of this, and having visions that there's not money for, and still believing in it enough to do it to the best of your ability, and then really, and I know we'll talk about this a little more, but just complete self-sabotage we're
getting to that.
Yes, when I'm working on a project, or just when things creatively are going really, really well, having this thing that comes over me that just makes me want to step away, or just I really have stepped away from a few projects when I shouldn't have, just because I let that part of my brain take over. And I'm certainly better at that now, but that's been a huge obstacle for sure.
Can we hone in on that? Because I don't think anyone's brought that up yet. That's really, really good. So could you explain more about letting a project go when you shouldn't have?
Yeah, I think just looking back, I definitely had everything I needed for certain projects, but because I had a lot of self worth and self-doubt issues that I had to overcome that I didn't yet, it was just so much easier to kind of like let it all crash and burn and just kind of go away than actually, put in the work, or believe that I could actually make something that was of value to someone other than me. Which isn't always what you should be making things for. Like, I'm much more, I am proud to make things that are just for me now. And I didn't used to be. It used to be such an outward thing. But that's something that I've definitely come to appreciate, is just making things because I need to make them.
Yeah, it's almost, yeah, thank you for sharing that. I know I totally relate. It's a journey getting to that point.
Yeah.
Because you're right. In the beginning, you want results. You want the accolades and the credit and people patting you on the back, but then you realize it's like that's not the real reason why I want to do it. And I like what you said about letting that other part of your brain take over, because you're right. Those voices are both there. I don't know if angel and devil are the right
it feels like
analogy, but it's like, yeah, you can pick which one to listen to.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So I think that's a perfect segue, because you currently have a project that has to do with self-sabotage that you are raising funds for. So this is a perfect opportunity. Can you tell us about your latest project,
Yes,
Green Room?
Definitely. So it started because I did a play last year, and I worked so hard on this character, and she is very she gets in her own way. She drinks too much, is just, will say anything without any sort of filter sort of person, very much self-sabotages herself. I loved that character and I didn't want to let her go and I wanted to do something bigger with her. So I thought I would take kind of the essence of her and weave it into a short film. And it's certainly not the same character, but it has so many of her qualities and elements. And as I was writing this and starting to work with a production company and finding the director, I realized, oh my God, at the end of the day, this is just about like what I've done to myself always. And it is the main character is she is a celebrity that's kind of, was famous in her teens and very early 20s and has sort of since then gotten into a bunch of trouble and been all over the tabloids and is trying so hard to redeem herself, but is finding that admitting that she cares about what she is working on and that she cares about maybe what other people think. It's just easier to do the same thing, let everything crash and burn. And so when I started this, I didn't realize how deeply personal it was. And as I've gone through the process of working on this project, I am just realizing how much of myself is in this and how it's been very vulnerable talking about it to my collaborators and writing it. I've never worked on something that's been quite this vulnerable, and I'm very proud of it. And the other part of that is that I wanted to make this, the right way. I wanted to give this story the production value I think that it deserves. And I, with the producers, looked at the budget, looked at everything, realized I'm going to have to put actual money into this that I don't have. And so on the other side, something I never thought I would do. I'm so people who do it, I admire them, but now I'm crowdfunding and I never thought I would have kind of the guts to do it just because that's the other side. That's very vulnerable, especially it's something that I have always steered clear of just because I kind of, as a person who didn't grow up with a lot of resources, I have a very hard time like asking for help with things. But that is what I'm doing with this project. And I have to tell you that even aside from the money we've raised already, it has really it's put even more passion into the project because I'm watching other people come and they're getting excited about this with me. And that even more than like the money for this is such a gift to see that there are people that are supportive and want to help with this. And they're also excited. So it's been mentally the whole entire process from the writing to the raising of the funds has been kind of very taxing and transforming in a good way, honestly.
That's amazing because there's so much I want to unpack with everything you just said. There are so many like podcasts within every topic you just talked about. So let me start. Well, first and foremost, let's plug it. We'll plug it again at the end.
Sure.
Where can people go? And we're going to put the link in the description.
Sure.
So where are people going to help fund this film?
So we are doing it on the Seed and Spark platform. And you go on the platform, you just search for Green Room. We're the only one. And then also on Instagram, I am Lisa_Greyson, Greyson, and it is in my link, and I am also just spamming about it. So there's going to be a ton of videos coming up. So both of those great places, link in the description. It's perfect.
Perfect. Yeah, and we'll put the link in the description. So I want to start with the actual film itself. And great trailer, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
It starts off, I'm like, oh, this is this seems like it's kind of funny, and then all of a sudden, like it gets real kind of serious. Yeah. Kudos to your acting ability.
Thank you.
Self-sabotage. Where do you think that comes from for us artists? Why do we do it?
Yeah, I really think it's well, first of all, I think if you've been working towards achieving something creative for so long and maybe not getting it, we, in psychology, they talk about getting very comfortable with wherever you are in your brain and nervous system, wanting to protect you from things that are unknown, even if they're better. And it's sort of, yeah, it's that exact thing.
Wow. That was a mind-blowing thing.
Yeah. So
protecting you even if they're better. I love that.
Yeah. So, it's like, it's the whole thing, whether it's, it's a huge part of addiction as well. Just being stuck in a place that is familiar, even if it's hurting you. And so I think a lot of times when you haven't found the exact success that you're looking for, you start to see glimpses of it, like, because I think a lot of artists and creatives will notice that once things start to happen in a good way, they sort of just keep building and building and building. And I've noticed with myself, when I get to a certain point, or, it's not so bad anymore, but when I would get to a certain point of success, like I would feel this pull to come back, just to keep me in this familiar, the comfortable place. So I really think that's a huge part of what it is.
Yeah, no, I really like what you said there about, like how we are trying to protect ourselves, and because it feels different doesn't mean it's bad.
Yeah.
It goes outside growth. What do they say? Growth happens outside the comfort zone.
Yeah, exactly. It's as simple as that, really.
Yeah. No. How many people are going to be in this cast? How many people are in the script?
There are probably about 5.
5 of you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and now moving to the crowdfunding part, because we really haven't talked about that too much on this program. Mm-hmm. So we'll start with that hesitation to do it.
Yeah.
Because, you see people doing it all the time, but can you take us through that of you? And you already kind of talked about it, but, you finally making that decision. What was that? I guess, what was that moment where like you got over, okay, all these things that are telling me don't do it, I'm going to do this thing.
Yeah.
What was that thing that really pushed you to do it?
Honestly, I went to an event for the production company that I'm working with, and there were 2 women there who had done crowdfunding, and they finally talked me into it. They just said, don't be scared. You need to just do this. If you believe in the project, basically, you can't let something die that you really believe in just because there's an opportunity there. And it's just like everything else. It was terrifying to me, but I want this thing to be in the world so badly that it's kind of worth any I don't know, humiliation that I feel, which I haven't, it turns out, which is a nice surprise. And the funny thing is, all of these campaigns that I've seen, I have never once been like, oh, that's such a dumb thing to be doing. Like it's always just been, like I said, I have admired everyone. I've donated to several. It was just with me, I think I really thought, well, whatever story I'm doing it for, like, who's going to want to put money into that, who maybe doesn't know me that well. But I will tell you, it is one of the best ways I have ever experienced to get to know my story inside and out, because you have to make, I'm sure a lot of people know this, you really have to make a movie. If you're doing this for film, you really have to make a movie to promote the movie that you want to make when you do the crowdfunding. So your story and what you want to say, you need to convey that to the people that you're trying to bring on as backers. And you need to know that so well, like inside and out. And just, it needs to be a part of you it always should be like that, but this forces it to happen so quickly. And so, I never thought that there would be so many benefits to this besides the financial benefits, and I'm building an audience for this thing. And it's people who have felt the same way, and they care about their own creativity, no matter what space it's in. And that's really cool to be talking to people who understand what this is about. So I'm so glad that I did this.
I love that you said that, because we talk a lot about in Produce Your Passion, finding your creative tribe. And it sounds like by you, I don't know, swallowing the pride, if you will, or getting over that discomfort, it's opened new doors that you never even thought imaginable.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, that's great. And what made you choose this particular platform that you're using?
I had just a couple of people I knew had done it, and they have been successful. And also this platform is very, very focused on film, and they have a really cool training program before that's, talking about building your audience way before you start your campaign. And they have a very high success rate. And I just basically liked, their features and the people running it, and heard success stories. So I went with them. I don't think I even knew who they were, 6 months ago. So
wow.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. And one thing I want to say and give you your flowers on, and I'm not discrediting anyone that creates any type of crowdfunding that's never done anything before, because you can, but you've paid your dues. You literally have funded other people's stuff. You've put out so many things. You've been on stage. It's like, yeah, you've earned a right to do something like this.
Thank
in my
you.
opinion. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you've given a lot, and now it's your turn to receive something back, to keep giving back.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, thank you.
It's like the artist's circle of life, or something like that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
It's an ecosystem, right? Like, we all give. And then there's times where, no, we need help with the resources, so we can give it right back. So
yeah, exactly.
I think it's awesome. So how long do we have until, we're not quite sure when this is coming out, but hopefully there's a couple of weeks left in the campaign. When does the campaign end, and how does it work?
So we wrap up on October 27th, and basically we want to hit it, but way before that, hopefully. But really, any contribution is helpful. And honestly, the more people we have looking at it and coming in, and even if it's smaller donations, that's even better, to be honest, because at the end of the day, we want people to be in this community. So
now, do you have to hit the goal amount, or can you fall short of it and still keep the funding? Because I know on some of the platforms you have to hit the goal.
So this one kind of splits the difference. You have to hit 80%, and then you you have a green light.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, no, that's incredible. I can't wait to see. I can't wait till the green room premiere.
Yeah, you will be there.
Yeah, absolutely. Send me that invite.
Absolutely.
Another question as we get to the end here was, for those people listening or watching to this, and I'll break this up into a couple segments.
Sure.
My first question is, for those people that are thinking of doing this, they want to do a Indiegogo, they want to do the Seed and Spark, but for whatever reason it's holding them back. You've already given some advice on it, but what would you tell that person, those that are holding back from and this is the only thing holding their project back, is doing something like you're doing. What would you tell them?
That it's just like anything else. When you're an artist, it's scary, and then you do it and you feel good. You feel so much better. It's scarier to just think about than to do it. And once you've kind of jumped off that cliff, nothing matters. You're there and you're in it. And I think that, it's something I don't, regret it at all. Even on days where I feel like nobody cares or I'm not reaching anybody, I'm still, the benefits have already been insanely good for me. So I just do it at least once.
And this is coming from a seasoned producer of passions here. So this is actually really good. So, and then for people in general that want to produce their passion or try stuff like what you're doing, want to make movies, they want to make music videos, but same thing, they're getting held back. What would you say to them?
Yeah, one huge thing that a friend said to me and that I just echoes in my head all the time is that if this is something that you want to do, you like truly want to do it, you are always going to want to do it. And if you hold back or, step away without really, really wanting to for a while, that's just time that you didn't work on it. And I think you don't want to look back and be like, why did I take those 2 years and just not do anything? Because you're gonna wake up at 70 and still want to do it. This for when you have this in you, I don't believe that it ever goes away. I don't think that it's something that's just gonna be still in your mind, in your heart. So just make that push you through and just know that, tomorrow you is going to be so happy that today you put effort into this.
Bravo. That's a clip right there. No, you're so right. It is. There's, it's going to sound dramatic, but I feel like there is this acceptance stage as an artist where you just accept it. Like, I'm done fighting this.
Yeah. Yes.
Like it's never, I know I've hit it. I'm just like, this is never going, like exactly what you said. I've never heard anyone put it the way you just put it. It's never going away.
Yeah.
So you might as well just accept it and go with it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's going to be in your blood, in your life. So,
so what would you say to the people that have been doing it a while, but they're burnt out and they don't see the light at the end of the tunnel producing their passion? Do you have any words of wisdom for that camp?
I just think that things are closer than you think. That, whenever I felt really discouraged, but I keep putting in the work, I think it's different when you just like stop, which you should rest too, because I need to learn that as well. But when I've kind of pushed through and I'm like, oh God, I hate everything. And why am I doing this? I swear almost every time, if I keep putting in the effort, the next day I'll get a call or I'll get an idea or something bigger will happen. And it's just, I think around the corner is shorter than you think. And, just keep going, because you never know when, like people say, like where that yes is going to come from or where that like next idea is going to come from. Just don't stop.
I love it. Wow. You're on fire. No, I love it. These are all great advice. Is there anything else you wanted to say about the film or anything else in general?
I think it's just to, leaving it kind of with that. I want to encourage everyone else to keep working on stuff. If it's having something you're passionate about doesn't mean that you are on fire every second, but it means that you're putting in those little tiny pieces consistently and that they're going to build to something amazing. So yeah, if to leave it with anything, just keep going. And the more of us that keep going, the bigger our community is and the more we can help each other. So
I love it. I love it. And Lisa, where can they find you? Where can they look up the project again? Where are all the places people can go to support? The
best place is my Instagram. I put every different music, everything on there. And that is Lisa_Greyson, Greyson. And then, the link currently is, to the Seed and Spark campaign for Green Room. And then also if you go to seedandspark.com, you can type in Green Room, and as of now, we are the only one. And those are the two best places. And what's the end date again for the campaign? It's October 27th.
October 27th. All right. Well, we're going to try our best to get this out as quick as we can.
Amazing.
For
Thank
you.
you.
No, and thank you so much for coming on. Much respect to all you do. I'm
Thank
a
you.
fan of yours.
I am for you as well.
Our creative paths will cross one of these days. Well, they're crossing right now,
Yes.
but they will cross again, I am sure, in some format. I have to touch on just really quick before we get out. I really, because I relate to you on this about not being able to turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a question for someone like you that feels this way. So when you do a project and it's done, are you just like instantly thinking of the next thing? Is it like instant, like already like, all right, that's done. Now we're going to this.
I mean, yes, because when I'm in a project, I'll get other ideas while I'm doing it. I mean, I think there is also, a feeling of, even if you've done the best thing ever and put all your effort in, there is always kind of that like come down of like, oh, I could have done these couple things different. So there's that. But I try to move it into the next project, because what's the point if we're not, building and getting better? But yeah, it's definitely a mix of emotions all the time. But yeah, it doesn't turn off. So
do you have like this end goal project? Like you're like, okay, this is all leading to this, or is it just kind of, hey, we're just going to see what leads to what, and just whatever happens.
I think it's just because I never thought I'd be doing this 2 years ago. So, I don't know if I have a full end goal anymore, because I don't know what's going to lead to what. I mean, really the end goal is just do this, for a living and in the rest of my life at this point. And I mean, I think it's healthier for me to have any like success or anything like that be a bonus. So
awesome. Well, Lisa, much respect to all you do.
thank you.
Wishing you the best with this campaign. We're going to put the link in the description. Green Room on Seed and Spark. Again, I can't wait for the premiere.
Yes.
Because the premiere's going to be even sweeter.
Yes.
Knowing like everything you went through to make it happen. So, always give the guests the final word here. How would you like to end the podcast?
Yeah, just everyone keep going. Keep going. Don't quit.
Sounds good. Well, Lisa, thank you so much and best of luck with the project.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for tuning in. To learn more, go to produceyourpassion.com.